Welcome to Bread and Butter episode numero 18. We're officially adults.
We can vote.
We can vote.
What else
Can't
we
buy
do?
cigarettes in California anymore.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
21.
We can
21.
be in the army.
But yeah, we can, we can enroll in the enlist in the military.
We can get arrested.
I don't know about that.
To be fair, I've been maybe
Your
Some other
favorite
story.
Disney movie, Shrek, Richard. I don't know about
Are we
that.
doing that every time?
Every
Yeah,
time.
never
We're
gonna
never going to let you live that down.
Yep.
Bread and Butter, episode number 18. Your favorite sports podcast here at College of the Canyons. I'm Zach Fribber. Alongside me is Tim Strong, Taylor Enns, Richard Endall. It was a great weekend in sports. It was a terrible weekend in sports, depending how you look at it. If your team lost or your team just absolutely tanks. Really all just matters how it is. And also give a shout out to Tanner Nava. He's in class right now.
Yeah, he just Facebook messaged us.
He's in class right now. He says hi to all the people listening. Let's dive into some high school football right now, guys.
Mute it.
What are you
that?
doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Is that me?
That's you. What are you doing?
I thought the sound was off.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I was
Last
like, what
week
is
was
that?
last week was the end of Foothill League play. Oh
Guys,
my
turn it
gosh.
off.
Amateur
Come
hour.
on, you guys.
We need to start over.
All right. Foothill League.
Foothill League is now over. Valencia destroyed Canyon 59-7. It was pretty much over in the first quarter. It was 35-0 at that point. Connor Downs, 8 of 11, 191 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just easy going.
Wait, did you say 8 of 11, 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the game you said was like 50-0.
I was at that game, yeah. Javon Wilson had 6 carries for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns. Moises Haynes, 7 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Javon Wilson, the first play of the game for Valencia was just a 56-yard run to the house.
Okay.
It was pretty much over at that point. Mikael Wright, 3 receptions, 135 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So,
Valencia's good.
and next week is CIF playoffs. Valencia will be playing Great Oak, which is in Temecula. The game is here at Valencia.
Is it at Valencia High School?
It's at Valencia High School, yes. Golden Valley beats West Ranch 34-12. And remember when we all thought West Ranch was like, wow,
They were 4-0 to start the year.
5. They were 5-0.
out of
Yeah.
league.
And then just kind of fell apart.
Well, yeah. That's what happens when you don't play league opponents for the first half of the year.
Golden Valley eventually went on to win that game 34-12. And Golden Valley has an at-large bid in the CIF Playoffs Division 6. They'll be playing at Napomo. Hart.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to look up Napomo High School.
Go ahead.
How do you spell this?
Nipomo.
No.
Hart, on the other hand, kept that winning streak going. They've won 4 in a row now. They beat Saugus 22-14.
Napomo's a city?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
No.
Where is it?
That's
Give
the
me a
first
map.
Can't say I've ever heard of it either.
I think I've heard of it like once, maybe.
I'm so misinformed on California.
I know, for real. What the
I
hell?
lived here my whole life.
You're telling me. Hart will play Sierra Canyon next week in Division 3 CIF football playoff matchups.
It is near San Luis Obispo.
Oh, okay.
Slow.
And then Saugus, on the other hand, they are in the CIF playoffs. They had a guaranteed spot along with Hart and Valencia. Saugus will be here at College of the Canyons. That's the home stadium for them. They'll be playing Sonora. So we'll see what happens there.
Let's go.
Saugus is on a 3-game losing streak. So
What?
They're about to break it. Watch.
No, they beat.
Watch.
Not a 3-game losing
They
streak.
lose the Canyon. Yikes.
Yikes is all I have to say.
I'm sure they'll. I'm not sure, actually.
No, they will.
Richard's.
They will,
he's
dude.
got
They'll
the
do
school
it.
Spirit.
Watch.
Did you go to football games in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I had friends in the
On the team?
football team, yeah, and basketball team too.
Nice. Did you paint your face ever?
No. I was like starting chants and stuff.
Okay, so
You're the hype man.
it's like
Yeah.
weird out here because like every high school is like really close to each other, kind of. In retrospective to like my league where I live,
Yeah.
Totally.
what's like because at Burroughs, our homecoming game every year is against Burbank High because it's the crosstown rival thing. So like, do you guys like just switch your homecoming game every year, or like how does that work?
I don't know.
Like, do you have a one guy rival?
I mean, I'm not too sure, but I would say like Valencia, like for sure, there's a rivalry there.
Okay.
I just remember going to like a Valencia basketball game and like we beat them and like fights were about to break out. Like coaches were like separating parents. It was gnarly.
Nice.
But to be fair, like we were starting a chant. We're like, "This is our house."
Yeah.
Whose house? Our house. Yeah, they were
lit.
not happy.
That's
Wait,
pretty
were you guys
wild.
in Valencia when that
Yeah,
happened?
we
That's
were-
wild.
yeah, they
no
were-
wonder.
Our principal was just like arms crossed. He's like, "Yeah, let's
Oh,
get it."
speaking of principals, I was at the game.
Oh, dude. Okay.
I'm sorry.
The story does not need to be told, but
Oh God.
Well,
what
now
is
I'm
it?
Now I
here.
want to hear it.
So I was done filming the Valencia game. I was with my girlfriend. I was with my younger nephew.
Oh,
So we went and
isn't
met.
your younger nephew also? How old is he?
He's 15,
Okay, so
so he is younger.
damn! That fool looks
But,
like
like,
he's 30 or something.
most people when they say younger nephew, it's like, oh, he's like a kid.
He's a
Well, I have
7-year-old.
older nieces and nephews. It's
Yeah,
a
he
long
is-
story. We'll get into it a different time. But
not on our live
not
podcast.
on this one. But
Yeah,
anyway,
catch the butter and bread life podcast after the show.
where we
Butter
get
bread.
really into our feels. You feel me?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dude, we should do
We should call it.
Anyway.
Ideas. Anyway, we went to the Saugus Hart game
Oh, nice.
afterwards because it was 55-7 at the third quarter.
Yeah,
And so
That's fair enough.
me, my girlfriend, and my younger nephew Justin, we met up with Tanner and his lady friend Jaylene. Right? And me and Jaylene were like dancing on the sideline, and my younger nephew's cousin was wearing a Hart sweater because he goes to Hart. And I guess we were just being too rowdy, just pin dropping, being jerks, doing, you're a jerk.
Why you guys
Cat
do that?
daddying and
Was
everything.
there
Oh.
music you were dancing to? or
No,
you just
we were
dancing?
yeah, I thought of it in my head, but the guy just kicked us out, and he's like, "Here, I'll help you move," and he was like taking Tanner's stuff, and I said, "I'll help myself, thank you very much," and he just gave me the dirtiest look. So shout out to that guy. I think he
Who-
was a vice
who was
principal.
he?
He's a vice principal at Saugus. I don't know his name.
Oh
He's a bald head.
He's probably upset about that.
He might-
man. Oh man, was he like like
he was like maybe my height. He was my height, kind of skinny. He's a black guy, bald head.
Yeah, I know who that is. I forget his name though. He was not. He was kind of a strict guy. If
He's a
If
jerk.
we're talking about the same person.
I mean,
I guess.
to be fair, if you do have a Hart sweatshirt on the Saugus sideline, you should either take it off or leave.
GTFO. Yeah, for sure. That
It's
would
not my
set him
fault.
off.
Saugus wasn't playing that well. So,
All right. Now watch your
but they made it to the CIF playoffs. So congratulations to them, CIF playoffs.
Let's go.
Watch your mouth there, mister.
So again, to recap the upcoming CIF playoff games, Great Oak will be at Valencia. That's a D2 game. Hart will be on the road versus Sierra Canyon. That's Division
gonna be a
3.
tough
That's
game.
going to be a tough one for them.
Cool.
Sonora will be at Saugus, so that game's here at College of the Canyons. That's Division 6. Golden Valley will be at Napoma, which is Division 6. And I also saw that Canyon High School, who is 4-6 on the year, they have an at-large bid. They'll be playing San Gregorio, which is a Division 6 CIF game.
They got a
Did-
home game out of that too? Or is that just how it's set up?
I think that's just how it's
How
set
does
up.
that work, man?
I don't know how it works. I guess
I was
every
gonna say,
team
that's
is in
weird,
there.
an at-large
West Ranch
team
is
getting a
better
home
than
game?
Canyon. Okay, I will fight for that. They should play each other for a playoff spot.
I don't see West Ranch in here,
I know
unless
they're
I'm
not.
just
They're
missed
not, I
it
don't think.
completely.
If West Ranch was in there, then every school from the Foothill League would be in the playoffs.
Pretty much. Which is pretty cool,
It's just because Canyon beat Saugus. That's what it was, and West Ranch probably beat Canyon.
I guess.
Triggered. Justice for
we're
West
triggered.
Ranch.
Hashtag justice for West
wait,
Ranch. If you're
wait.
listening, start a trend on Twitter, comment,
Hold on.
retweet
I always get West Ranch and Golden Valley mixed
hashtag
up.
justice for West Ranch. Yeah, Doug. Moving on, College of the Canyons, the COC athletics department. The football team, they pretty much destroyed Santa Monica on a road victory. Santa Monica is now 1-8 on the year, 0-4 in conference. Canyons is now 7-2, 3-1 in conference play. The final score is 48-7, Tim.
38-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
Andrew Brito, 17 to 26, 285 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darren Blackshear got in the game too, 9 of 17, 44 yards and 127 yards, beg your pardon, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
And-
let's say Blackshear, he basically has as many yards passing as Santa Monica's offense had total yards. He had 10 yards less passing than their total offense.
I guess Santa Monica is
He's the
just
backup,
that
right?
Yeah,
bad.
and he's the backup.
Yikes.
The quarterback for Santa Monica, Nick Hutchins, 2 of 4, 24 yards and a touchdown. Deshaun Holmes, one of the leading receivers all year, he led the team with 120 yards catching and 1
Had a
touchdown.
90-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he had a
first
90-yard
drive of the
touchdown.
game.
So good job to him. I always talk to Deshaun most of the times after the game. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's really
He
cool
likes
kid.
to be interviewed. Very humble, goes about his business. So congrats.
That's one thing I did notice about the team. A lot of the guys, most of them seem pretty humble. They're pretty well-grounded, I feel like.
Yeah. Andrew's a great interviewer.
Andrew's a great
Or
interview.
interviewee,
Sean's
I
a
guess.
great
Interviewing
interview.
someone, I don't like humble people.
You want the nitty-gritty
Yeah,
out of
I
them?
want the guy.
Hey, so
I
how'd
want
you
the
beat
LeVar
their
Ball.
asses?
Yeah. Like, well, we're just better than them. It's not even close. Like,
Well,
we're
my
just-
son Lonzo.
Yeah, we're just more talented. Yeah.
Sean was also still cool with us after we had that faux pas after the Fullerton game. But that's a different
That's
story
right.
for
What'd
another
you do?
Yeah.
time.
Okay,
Oh,
now it's now
Now, do you
not.
want to know another story?
You wanna
Okay.
talk
Well, I guess we
your
can
saga
talk
that
about
I
you-
guess
the
we can
story
talk about
right
another
now.
story on the Butter and Bread podcast
Yes.
now. So me and Tim were at a game. I was filming. It was versus Fullerton, which is the number 1 team in the Western
I
State
think
Conference.
I don't
Yeah.
know if they are now, but-
Well, no, they're the number 1 team in the state.
Okay, number
Still
1 team in the
team in the
state.
state. Yeah.
Currently,
Okay.
And
Yikes.
and COC was putting up a good fight, but just Fullerton was better. This guy, he came up to me, very nice guy. I've seen him before when I used to intern at iHeartMedia. He said, "Yeah, my son who plays on Fullerton knew Deshaun from the Snoop Dogg football league."
Not the
It's more like a camp.
AAUs, but something like that.
Yeah, like you know how Snoop Dogg started that whole football league
A
program.
league?
Yeah, he has it's like a Pop Warner type deal,
Really?
but it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
ran by Snoop Dogg. Well, I'm sure it's not wholly ran by
I
Snoop
heard his
Dogg.
son's
He funds
pretty
it.
decent too.
His son went to UCLA for
Yeah.
football, but I don't know if he plays football anymore. Last I heard, he wanted to be an actor. But anyway, I went up to Deshaun after to interview him, and I said, "Yeah, so I was told that you have a rivalry with this guy on the other team. It dates back to the Snoop Dogg football era." He said, "I have no idea who that is. I've played against many defensive backs in my life, so he's just another one." I said, "Wow, that's interesting. Okay, thanks, guy, for pretty much just ruining everything for me." The guy,
You should have said like, "Hey, some guy
I
told
did,
me that."
yeah.
Oh, okay.
but
But it's not on you. It's on that guy.
yeah, but
No.
Deshaun's always been a nice guy, and the gentleman that told me that we follow each other on LinkedIn. He still works for iHeartMedia still, but it's like the Charter communication side of it, which is like those billboards out in LA that have like Dodger stuff on them
Yeah.
or Clipper
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
on. It
yeah,
says
yeah.
Charter Communications. Yeah, he works for them. So
Neat.
I guess there's a silver lining to it after all. Maybe, who knows? Anyway. Men's basketball finally got underway for College of the Canyons, and the Clash at Canyons. First game was against Oxnard. The Cougars would go on the win 106-75.
Let's go.
Pretty good stuff right there. And who led the team? It was Jude Agbasi. He had 14 points off the bench, looks like. Jacob Lilly had 13. Michael Klue had 13. Those are some standout sophomores right there for the Cougars. Richard, remember we were filming?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good stuff.
And then in the second part of the Clash at Canyons, the Cougars would eventually lose to East LA 73-50. The leading scorer for that game was Michael Kalu, who had 15. So starting off the season 500, but plenty of basketball to go around. Next game is Wednesday the 8th at the 34th annual Fullerton College Classic. They'll be playing Mount San Jacinto. We will not be going to that. Fullerton's kind of far.
Yeah.
A little
It's
bit.
a
I'll wait till they
skip
come
and a
back
hop
home.
past.
Real far for Tim. Not that far for me.
It's a skip
Still
and a,
pretty far.
What is it? Down the 710.
I know it's that way.
It's down the
I
710.
know it's that way. That's all I can tell you.
I'll
Whatever.
load it up on Google Maps and it'll take me there.
Just one more thing about the football team, though. Their final game of the season will be this Saturday.
week. Yeah.
They're home against Bakersfield, and that will decide second place in the Western State Conference.
Oh, Bakersfield's in
both tied
first
at
place.
3-1.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great
Well,
game.
no. Ventura's still undefeated. So let me figure
Oh.
it out here.
Oh, yeah, we lost to them.
We did.
I guess Bakersfield must have lost to him too. Yeah, So we're tied with Bakersfield
So
for
this is for
second
third?
place.
Wait,
This
oh,
will
is
be for
Fullerton not
second
in our
place.
conference?
No, Fullerton's not in our conference. But
It's for
Fullerton's
second.
number one team in the state.
Yeah.
It looks like it's for second.
Yeah, it'll be for second.
It's for
in
second
conference.
place. So
Interesting.
I'll be at that game, no doubt about that. Filming
Yep,
some
definitely.
highlights. Hopefully to see a lot more people there. Show out and support your Cougars, who are definitely gonna be in the playoffs. So congratulations to them on that. So far, a great season for them. Moving on to the women's side of it, women's soccer have won 9 in a row.
Oh man.
They beat Antelope Valley last Friday. Tomorrow they'll be playing Victor Valley here at home. Their last 2 games of the year are this week, Tuesday and Thursday. Both games are at 7. Both are at home. Victor Valley on Tuesday and Citrus on Thursday. So come out and support your Lady Cougars.
I'd bet they'd win out. I'd
Oh,
put
I'd-
money on it. I would.
I would too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
They've allowed 7 goals the entire season. That's pretty.
They've scored 49.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty ridiculous.
God damn.
They've
That's
netted
7 times more than they've allowed.
they've netted 49.
That's
So shout out to
unreal,
them.
man. For real, dude.
Also, let's
That's like not even a meme. Average per game is 7-1.
your team is just really good.
yeah.
Remember when Brazil played Germany?
Yeah. I was rooting for Germany that game.
God damn.
Women's volleyball, they're on a 12-game winning streak.
Let's
As
fucking
good as
go.
women's soccer is,
This is women's volleyball.
is just like more impressive. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's like,
And
how
and-
did it jump?
And
Like,
I give a huge shout out to Coach Timmons. Me and Richard interviewed him. Very nice guy.
yeah,
Has a
super
hell of
humble.
a beard.
Super
It's a
humble.
very nice beard.
Makes my beard.
Makes
I don't know.
You'll
anyone's
get there.
beard
You'll
look.
get there.
It'll get
Yeah,
there.
you're getting there, Richard.
I need to
It's
trim
cool.
it to look nice, and then it'll
Dude, he
grow.
rocks it, dude. The bald head and the big old beard. It's
Me and Zach are
pretty
going to do
sweet
the
look.
Fu Manchu.
Oh yeah,
Like Baker Mayfield.
yeah. I'm down. I mean, it might look pretty ugly because I have
No,
orange
it's
facial
not
hair.
ugly. If someone tells you you're ugly, then you go, no, you.
True. You have to have the most confidence in the world. So, anyway, 20-4 on the year on a 12-game winning streak. The Lady Cougars will be playing Bakersfield at home this Wednesday at 6:00 here at the Cougar Cage. And then the last 2 games will be this Friday, the 10th, at L.A. Pierce College, and then next Wednesday at Santa Barbara. So there's only 3 games left for the fall sports, pretty much. 3 or 2 games left.
We'll make the playoffs.
Oh, of course.
We're that good.
A lot of our teams are going to make the playoffs.
Men's soccer's been picking up recently.
Oh yeah.
They've been winning
Let's see.
a few like every time I see
They've won
the
2 in a row.
COC Athletics Twitter, it says
They've won
they're
2 in a
winning,
row,
so-
yeah. They beat Bakersfield last Friday. The final score 3-2. And I don't have any stats. There's no stats available just yet, but they've technically haven't dropped a game in the last 4. They won 3, they tied 1, and they haven't lost. So they're picking it up towards the end of the year. However, they're 6-11-2 rather. So making the playoffs
Yeah,
kind of hard, but
they're finishing strong.
But they're finishing strong. That's all that matters. That is really all that matters. Also, cross
winning
country. Canyons cross country headed back to the state championship meet. So congratulations to that, or to them rather. I think Deani Ellis was
Finished
the
first or something.
something like that for the women's.
Oh, isn't that her on the picture?
She finished 5th after clocking a time of 19:24:44 seconds to represent COC's best performance of the day.
What school did Deanna go to?
I think she's going to go to San Francisco.
No, but like
No, in high
before.
school.
Oh, in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
So I was gonna say because like a lot of the cross country teams out here do pretty well, and I think that's due to like actually like geography and shit. Because like there's like hills and fucking
Well, that's like
valleys
the.
and all that.
Well, let's
the
see. I'm
teams in
looking at
Big
it right
Bear
here.
Always do really well because they train in.
Oh,
I was
I
saying, I know what
remember.
you're saying, Richard,
I-
because
yeah.
the terrain they train in.
Yeah.
I remember she went to Chatsworth.
Oh, okay.
She went to Chatsworth High School. So congratulations to both men and women cross country state meet.
I will still never understand anyone who wants to be in cross country. Running is not fun. More power to you.
Absolutely.
I've talked to runners and they're like, "Yeah, running sucks. You just got to get over it." It's like, just
That's all you
don't
do.
do
There's
it.
nothing else.
Just don't do it.
Go ride a bike.
I think when you catch your second win, you just don't feel it anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At this point, they're just numb to pain. They're just like,
Yeah,
yep,
it takes,
just- they're
like-
robots. Left, right, left, right.
yeah, it takes a while to get to that point.
Imagine the shin splints you get with that, though. Oh.
Doesn't sound fun.
You have to be in the pain
Yeah.
for that. I feel like just like low key, like choke me harder, shit,
Whoa,
shit
wow.
like that. You know what I mean? Just like
Too much butter and bread today, Richard.
Maybe some coffee too. Wow.
yeah, it's early.
Women's golf is at their
on
day
track, Zach.
day 2 of the CCCAA Southern California Championship at Temecula Creek Inn. Wow, a lot of schools are just out where I used to live.
Was it 3 C's and 2
Triple
A's?
C double A. Triple C double A.
What is that? California Community Colleges Athletic Association. Oh, that makes sense. I thought you were just
Wow.
like stumbling over your
No,
words.
I
for
don't have
second.
a no. Mm-mm.
Okay, I believe.
So
you.
they'll be there.
I was like, you're making that up.
No, not stuttering
You should
yet.
just say it out next time.
I don't have a. I'm not. Oh, shut up. How about you just shut up?
This isn't a written assignment.
How about you shut your mouth?
Okay, I will. Sorry.
That wraps it up for the COC athletics
Onwards.
side
That
of
was a lot, though.
Moving.
it.
We're the
Moving on.
best.
Yep. We got through a lot.
That's good.
We're
Is,
talking about our lives at the same time.
Is
Yeah.
women's basketball and men's basketball different seasons?
No, women's basketball is going on right now.
Okay.
I think they're 0-2. Let me check.
You want to check for that? Yeah. They're
Yeah,
0-2.
they're 0-2.
They'll pick it up.
They dropped a close one in overtime against
Who's the
Mount
Citrus?
Mount Sac.
No, they're playing Citrus at Mount.
Oh, okay. My apologies. I read that wrong. Do you know what?
Basketball
Sac.
tournaments
That
are so
was kind of
dumb.
tough to read, though. I get. What
It's like,
you're
oh, we're
saying.
gonna hold this huge tournament and we'll play in one game. Everyone else is gonna play like 4 or 5.
Exactly. Well, we're not talking about baseball anymore on the podcast, but we're gonna
Tim Strong are happy.
we're gonna conclude. The last thing we're gonna say is baseball. Congratulations to the Houston Astros winning the World Series as predicted back in 2014 on that Sports Illustrated cover.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Really?
They were really bad in 2014 too.
They were they lost like 100 games.
Yeah, and
And
what
this is
happens
their
is
First ever World Series
ever,
title.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was the
Sorry.
second one they ever went to. But the reason why like they made that cover is because like they keep getting like first overall picks, second overall picks. It's like, well,
It's gonna
they
eventually
got to
pan
pick
out.
it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns
3 years
motto.
later.
It worked for Houston. So
Yeah.
congratulations to the Astros. Congratulations to the Dodgers on a heck of a season. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. Very classy move by the Dodgers as well. They took out a full-page article in the
was
Houston
cool.
Chronicle saying congratulations to the Astros. So very classy move on their part.
Put up a good fight. Like those first games.
Game 7s are. I mean, this Game 7 wasn't that exciting.
It
but
wasn't.
Just going to games. It's the journey, you know.
The journey.
Yeah. You played all the games you could possibly
And
play in a
Houston-
baseball
and
season.
Houston, in the ALCS went to 7 games too.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've been talking to were saying too that like it's some of the greatest baseball games ever. That they've
Honestly, I thought last year's was better, just because.
I
wanted
honestly
the
don't
Cubs to
remember
win.
one thing about.
Yeah?
Well, no, I remember Game 7.
Game
for
seven
the
was
World
When
Series.
my favorite part of that World Series last year with the Indians and the Cubs was when Rajai Davis hit that home run to tie it.
Yeah, that was
When
pretty
he,
cool.
when
My
he
face
barely
when
hit
it
it
happened
over.
was
Yeah.
not
We were
fun.
all at,
we were doing
SCV
the
watching it.
election
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, we were doing the election show.
While we
That's right.
And we were freaking out for both reasons. Because of the election and the World Series.
One went one way
Yeah.
and one went the other.
Yeah. Well, we're
not
here
gonna
now.
we're not gonna talk about that.
We're here now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, congratulations to the Astros. Can't wait for spring training for
Congratulations,
the Dodgers.
Justin Verlander.
Congratulations, Justin Verlander. Tied the knot with Kate Upton 3 days after in
What a
Italy.
week. What a week.
Oh, did you guys see Carlos
And
Correa?
Carlos Correa,
Carlos
yeah,
Correa
he proposed
proposed
to
afterwards.
his girlfriend. Was a former Miss Texas,
Oh,
so everybody's just getting rings.
damn.
I'm like,
Not
Oprah,
the
you get a
Dodgers.
ring, you get a ring, not the Dodgers. No, nope.
They'll be back.
They'll be back.
I said
Absolutely.
this. I think I said this like a week ago on the podcast that I think that the NLCS for like the next 3 or 4 years is just gonna be Dodgers Cubs every time.
It's possible. I mean,
Dodgers are hungry. They're
Yeah.
hungry.
So, anyway, Richard, can you get to the spread for us really quick?
Ooh. All right. Today, Monday, November 6th. Born in 1928. Oh, no. That's later. Okay.
Come on.
But in 1928, Herbert Hoover is elected the 31st president of the United States.
I did tell you before the show that there's a lot of re-elections in the spread.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This
It's
is all.
the-
Oh, okay.
It's the first Tuesday of November
Yeah,
or Monday.
That's
Monday.
Is it
true, huh?
election day on Tuesday?
yeah.
Am I
No,
not
yeah,
crazy?
election day's on
Yeah.
So
Tuesday.
how do they get elected on Monday?
Well, I think maybe back
oh,
then
because
it was.
the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm silly.
You're a silly
Lunar
goose.
New Year or some shit like that. Anyway,
Leap years
1956,
Curvature of the Earth.
Dwight D. Eisenhower, reelected president of the U.S.
All right.
Why didn't
All
you just
right.
take every president and say was elected on this day?
Because the dates are important.
Yeah, 1984, Ronald Reagan,
You should
reelected.
know which
Boom.
president comes when.
I think there's also a birthday worth mentioning today. It would have been Pat Tillman's 41st birthday today. So
Yeah.
it's worth the shout out.
Word. 2012, Barack Obama, reelected. Prezi.
Thinking about him.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Born in 1979, Lamar Odom,
Uh,
American basketball player. and actor.
Lamar Odom almost died this weekend at a nightclub.
Was it
Again,
his birthday when he almost died? Was it this weekend?
Close enough, yeah. Going
That
out
was
with
a year ago. Oh
going
my
out with a
God.
bang. Going out with a bang.
He didn't go out?
Literally.
Wait, what
He's
happened?
still here.
He's still here.
He
He
did some paraphernalia, I assume.
at a nightclub.
I think he like I don't know if it was like prescription, but
Did he get roofied?
he took a lot of
or-
stuff.
Oh,
I-
he
I don't
personally
know.
Took it. Okay.
He collapsed at an LA nightclub. Anyway.
Anyway,
Didn't that just
1989.
happen not
And he
too
was
long
like
ago
sad
with him,
because he
too?
was divorcing what's her face, and now they're back together. And
Oh, this happened
No,
again.
when he had
before?
he had a heart attack or something in a.
I
That was a
remember
year
that.
ago, but this past weekend he collapsed at a nightclub.
That's why I'm like surprised.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
like, well, he just
Like
recently was on.
Yeah,
his
Again?
I remember
yes,
that.
yes,
dude.
yes.
Oh,
Lamar
man.
Odom
My
this
Lord.
past weekend collapsed at a nightclub, at an
Lamar-
LA nightclub. I think he was
wait
out
till
drinking.
you retire before you
He
start
is-
doing
pretty
all
much
this.
is retired.
He is
doesn't play
retired. I
basketball
mean, he's
anymore.
not playing basketball.
According
All right.
according to some, he collapsed due to dehydration. He's doing well.
that man is trying to die.
Anyway, who else's birthday is it today?
Josie Altidore.
Do
American
better.
Soccer player.
Do better, Josie, for the U.S. For
Yeah.
the United States' sake. Anyway,
1990. Andre Schürrle.
Schürrle.
Schürrle?
Schürrle.
Schürrle.
Andre Schürrle, Borussia Dortmund soccer player. I put that in there because he's a great German soccer player.
Yeah.
And Germany beat
He always,
Germany beat Brazil 7-1.
He helps me with those W's in FIFA, so I just can never pronounce his name right. Anyway.
Apparently
And
I
Pat
saw-
Tillman, happy birthday,
Pat
Pat
Tillman.
Tillman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I saw on ESPN that apparently it's a fake. It's a movie, but it's fake. But
Are
apparently,
you talking about the water
on
boy
this
thing?
day, Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime to help the Bulldogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
Hell yeah.
But
Hail.
I guess
Yes.
I don't know how you
brother.
do that. Also, aren't like bowl games in January? I don't know. Whatever.
Bowl games start on
In
my
December.
birthday.
Yeah.
They start on the 16th. So
It's
Have you ever seen
November.
Waterboy, Taylor?
Yes, I've seen Waterboy. What do you mean? I just quoted it.
That's true.
Mama said,
My mama said.
happiness comes from rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue.
I just don't think that type of movie is going to have historically
I know. It's just
accurate
like, I don't
information when it
understand
comes to college
how they
football.
know it was today.
because anything can happen.
Can't hold anything back now, Brent.
Mm-mm-mm.
Great movie. That was my favorite movie for
Oh,
like my entire
Great
childhood.
movie.
As of now, it's a new typical Monday tradition to give a hail yes, brother,
Hell yeah, brother.
to really just about anything we think deserves, hell yes, brother. So me and Taylor were thinking, what deserves a hell yes, brother? The month of November deserves a hell yes, brother. A lot of people after October 31st just jump into Christmas mode.
No.
No, no,
Don't
no,
get
no,
it
no.
twisted.
Y'all babies forgot about Thanksgiving, Turkey,
And Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
That's a just as important holiday.
That's actually a very important holiday. So
very
a
much
very humble salute to all the veterans and those who are serving us.
and the
For
Pilgrims and the Native Americans.
Shut up.
No, I mean okay.
Shut up.
I'm thankful for everybody.
Turkey, stuffing, yams, cranberry, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
You like pumpkin pie?
Greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes.
And our veterans serving this country. So thank you.
Yeah.
You deserve a hail yes, brother.
Hell yes, brother.
I don't know
What
if there's
else?
any. I don't
What
know. Whoa,
else?
should we give a hell yes, brother? Or anything else?
I don't know.
Pat Tillman,
think of
hell yes,
anything.
brother.
I had one earlier, but I forgot.
That's okay.
I'll
What
remember.
about for us? It's pretty much halfway through the semester.
I'm basically done. I have a 10-page paper due in like a week.
Hell yes, brother.
you started it yet?
No, I've
You
not
do
started
that
it
essay.
yet. No. and then after that, it's like
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
just-
good.
Yeah, pretty easy going for the rest of the semester,
Yeah,
in my
same.
opinion.
I'm not like stressing out about this essay right now, but I should be.
I'm just getting really lazy and I don't want to do my work, but I really should.
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on
School's
to
hard.
moving on to the college football side. Arizona and USC. USC coming up victorious in the fourth quarter to win 49-35 over the Wildcats. Sam Darnold, 20 of 26, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. His counterpart, Khalil Tate, 14 of 31, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Tate also had 161 yards running.
Khalil Tate's pretty fun to watch. Sam Darnold threw a pick, no surprise.
It's your typical USC game,
Yeah.
basically.
Ronald Jones looked good though.
Ronald Jones had 27 carries, 194 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's like more the reason why I watch SC games now. It's just Ronald Jones. Like, he's pretty. Deontay Burnett's also pretty fun to watch
Yeah.
too. It's becoming less and less about Sam Darnold. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. As I'm wearing SC paraphernalia,
You're a jerk.
I'm a hater. I think I'm just like pessimistic or something. I do that with the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
The Rays.
Well, I mean, kind of have
The
to
Chargers
with
deserve it,
though,
yeah.
so.
But
Do they?
UCLA lost.
Oh, well, that's not important anymore. Jim Moore is going to be
I
gone.
mean, it's
Rosen's
important.
gonna be
People
gone.
care about UCLA, even though they shouldn't.
Tell me more.
No. UCLA is awesome.
Another notable top 25 matchup, if you're curious about the ACC, Miami with a 28-10 win over Virginia Tech. Malik Rosier, 10 of 21, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Not a good night for him, but his team picked it up. Travis Homer, 14 carries, 95 yards, a touchdown.
Still no love in the polls. They're undefeated and only 7th.
Do you think they can make the playoffs?
I don't know. I don't
Who
know
do they have
anymore.
left on their schedule? I haven't looked at Miami's
I
schedule.
don't know. The ACC is always wild. You never know.
Yeah.
Let's look at Miami's remaining
They've
schedule.
got Notre Dame.
Miami plays Notre Dame?
Yeah,
Wow.
on November 11th. And then Virginia and Pittsburgh, who are no big deal. So if they beat Notre Dame, then definitely they're in the playoffs. I think so.
Well, that's really their test right there.
Notre Dame's lost the game this year, by the way, to Georgia.
To Georgia. That was the first game of the year. So
I don't know. I think
Miami
they should be ahead
also-
of Clemson.
Miami also dismissed Deontay Mullins from the program, wide receiver.
Why?
Believe an altercation with the police, I think.
Mm.
So I'll take a look at that. But another game, which is a pure upset, Iowa over Ohio State.
And it wasn't even close.
They got blown
I'm
out.
surprised.
JT Barrett threw 4 picks.
And everyone was talking up JT Barrett before in that game. Like, his touchdown to interception ratio is amazing. He's so
It was.
good. And then they jinxed him.
I give a lot of credit to Nathan Stanley of Iowa, 5 touchdowns.
And this game was hyped up not only because JT Barrett's Heisman hopeful run and how Ohio State upset Penn State last week, but it's not easy to go to Iowa and win football games. Like, no matter how Iowa looks as a football team, they know how to play at home.
The last 3 teams the last top 5 teams Iowa's faced, they've beaten them.
Yeah. Remember that Michigan late game last year?
Didn't Kirk Cousins play in Iowa back in like
No,
2000?
he played at Michigan
No,
State.
he-
Oh,
Yeah, it was-
who am
it
I
was
thinking
Michigan
of
State.
then? Blaine
Either
Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert played in Missouri.
Oh my God, I'm all over it. Damn.
Ricky Stanzi played for
Frick.
Iowa, and then
Ricky
CJ
Stanzi,
Beathard,
yeah.
currently 49ers fame, went there last
Who am I
year.
thinking of? They beat a team in 2008,
Michigan State, 2008.
or it wasn't
I didn't know
2008.
you were going back that far.
Well, the last I don't know if it's 2. I saw
Look
something
up
on
Iowa
ESPN on their
football
Twitter. The
2008.
last 3 top 5 teams they've beaten, they've won. They've beaten their last
Iowa.
top 5. Yeah, Iowa. I swear.
Well, Blaine Gabbert went to Missouri.
Who is
know
the
that.
quarterback?
Let's
Well, go look at their schedule.
Ricky
You
Stanzi
just
was there
passed it.
forever. Oh, I think I know who
Oh,
it
the
is.
schedule. Okay.
You passed it.
Purdue, Minnesota, Penn State. Are you talking about
Ricky
the
Stanzi.
Michigan State game?
Maybe, I don't know.
Ricky Stanzi was their quarterback from 2006 2010.
Well, I don't know anymore.
And Ricky Stanzi
Well, now I
had a
feel
very
kinda
short
dumb.
life in the NFL.
Well, now I feel dumb.
Yeah, well, it happens. Missouri at least has the same colors as Iowa.
I guess.
Michigan State
That was
does not.
understandable. Mix up.
Another fun game I think a lot of people watched: Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State.
My
Bedlam.
boy Baker.
Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, the
gonna win
Heisman winner.
We said on Wednesday that if he shows up and has a good game, like a good game, he'll probably be the front
This
runner
was
by
more
the-
than a good
He
game.
had 2 good games in one.
He had 598 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. His counterpart Mason Rudolph looked
Also
pretty
had a
good
good
too.
game.
448 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. Justice Hill of Oklahoma State, he had 30 carries, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What a great name.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Marquise Brown, former COC wide receiver. He led the team with 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a in-game record for Oklahoma.
Yep.
Former COC wide receiver.
Did the defenses show up? Was this just like passing?
I mean,
league, or-
it's your average Big 12 game.
Yeah, Big 12 never has good defenses. Like, you're actually so right. I never thought about that. But
Can you name a good defensive player that came from?
the Big 12?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can name individual
Brian
players.
Arakpo, Earl
yeah.
Thomas.
Okay, never mind.
That's all I can think of. I'm sure there's Oklahoma people. actually.
Oklahoma guys. Yeah.
It was that third quarter for Oklahoma. They had Oklahoma put up 10 and Oklahoma State put up nothing. That third quarter made all the difference.
It's pretty good, especially in college football, for a quarterback to have 300 yards passing. Like that's above average in my opinion.
But when you have 509, basically
he
600,
did it twice.
basically 2 games in 1.
How many rushing yards did he have?
He had 8. He had -9.
Oh, great. Well, he's normally pretty good running the ball.
He had 8 carries of -9.
He scored a
He had a
rushing
touchdown,
Yeah,
but he probably got sacked in the
yeah.
backfield or
I
something.
guess that counts. Yeah.
If he's running and he goes backwards, yeah. Well,
I mean, okay.
it happens. Another upset. I think I don't know if you guys maybe saw this one coming. Michigan State over Penn State, 27-24.
Yeah.
I think that was I wouldn't want to say it was a predicted upset, but it was a more predictable upset than the Ohio State game.
Yeah. Trace
It's like they're coming off a loss. I wouldn't be surprised.
Michigan State's still a decent team.
Yeah, the Big Ten for the most.
Big
Big Ten
Ten, yeah.
East is a good conference.
They're good as it gets, baby. Trace McSorley, 26 of 47, 381 yards. He had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. His counterpart, Brian Lurkey, of Michigan State, 33 of 56, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
How'd the boy Barkley do?
14 carries, 63 yards. He's really been slowed down.
Yep.
He had 1 pass for 20 yards, though. They ran that flea flicker.
A flea flicker is when you give it to the running back and the running
Oh,
back
well,
tosses it back.
you
He
know
did
what?
a halfback pass.
Whatever. I want to call it a flea flicker.
Dude, what has happened
bad
to
with
Louisville
terminology.
football? I feel like we haven't heard anything about Lamar Jackson for like a month now.
I mean,
They're not in the
they
top
lost.
25.
They've lost. They lost like
Taking L's or what?
every game they played against like a top 25
Yeah.
opponent. They lose. Like they lost to Clemson, NC State. I feel like they've lost like some other team.
Oh
that
yeah,
they
they're
shouldn't have
5 and
lost.
oh, they lost to Boston College
Yeah, I
too.
mean,
so.
it's
And Wake
it's basically
Forest.
just Lamar Jackson versus the world on that team. I think
Yeah, they lost to Boston College and Wake Forest. So that's
Wake Forest was like
they were
they were up there for
they
a
were.
while.
I thought they made it to 25 for a second.
They did.
There.
Or I think they were like getting votes or something. But
It was one of those two.
yeah,
The latest AP Top 25 poll, Alabama back at number 1, Georgia number 2. Notre Dame is now number 3. Clemson is in the 4 spot.
I don't think Clemson should be there.
I think Oklahoma should be there.
I think
Oklahoma
Wisconsin or Miami should be there, but
at 5, Wisconsin at 6, Miami 7. Notable drops include Ohio State going to 11.
Wow.
Another notable drop, Iowa State, they lost. They dropped down to 24. Penn State also dropped 9 spots to 16. A big increase, Michigan State jumps 11 spots to 13. The playoff picture has Alabama, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Clemson. And then right on the bubble, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Miami, TCU. So out of we already kind of know that Bama and Georgia are I would say they're secured locks.
see what has to happen now is Auburn plays Georgia and Alabama to finish out the season.
Can Auburn?
So Auburn doesn't really have a chance, but if they can pull an upset like they sometimes do, then they'll weasel their way in there.
2 upsets in 2 weeks against
Even
2
one
really
of them,
good teams is a lot to ask.
Because
though.
AP just loves their SEC games. So
Well, was this a few years ago? Was it? You remember when Auburn ran that kick return back? Was that
kick
against?
six.
Was that against Bama?
it was the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, it was against Bama.
Yep. And
Maybe
then
that
I
could
think
happen.
Auburn went to the national championship because they were ranked. It was number 1 versus number 4 or something.
Are you talking about the year they beat Alabama?
Yeah,
I think that was when they lost to Florida State in the national championship.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. So if Auburn can beat one of them, I don't think they will. And then you have the discussion of the SEC championship game, whether or not Georgia or Alabama will opt into that.
Who knows? But
I don't think Clemson should be there. They got embarrassed against Syracuse.
that's that. I was thinking
That's
the same
a pretty
thing.
terrible loss
And-
on your record.
Out of these, I want to say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Out of these 5 teams, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Miami, TCU, and Washington. Do you see 2 of those teams replacing Notre Dame and Clemson? Maybe even Bama and
Wisconsin for sure.
Bama and
Miami
Georgia.
for sure if they beat Notre Dame.
That's a
I
big
could
test.
I could see Oklahoma making a run too. 'Cause, I mean, Ohio State or no. Sorry,
And
who am I
Auburn
thinking
is,
of?
like I said, is on the bubble because they play number 1 and number 2 in the
Yeah.
coming weeks. They also play the University of Louisiana Monroe, which is in the Sun Belt Conference, which is, I hate to say it, an easy win. So
It is.
they go to Georgia next week, and then they play ULM, and then they finish out with the Iron Bowl against Alabama. So
We'll see how that goes. I'm more interested in this Miami Notre Dame game.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Miami Notre Dame
I'm
is
actually-
basically a playoff spot.
You should have people over at your house for that
When is it?
this weekend. Oh, I'm actually working. Never mind.
Never
I take that back.
I'm moving.
I'll
so-
have it anyway. I'm kidding.
Shit. Moving on. We're going to the association now.
Hold on. I want to talk about Wisconsin.
Okay, talk about
is
Wisconsin.
undefeated.
So is Miami.
Granted, they play in the Big Ten West, which is a laughingstock. They've played 0 ranked opponents this year,
That's a problem.
They've-
but they're undefeated.
Well, Iowa's now ranked. That's who they play this week.
Okay, true.
Is Michigan ranked still?
Yeah, but they
Okay,
don't play, they play Michigan. What?
Yes. Wisconsin plays Iowa, then Michigan, then Minnesota.
It doesn't say they're ranked on the schedule, but
Well, yeah, never does, but they
usually-
both are.
They used to. Whatever. Okay. They should be in the playoff just because they're undefeated and they'll probably win the Big Ten. Actually,
Then
they
you
might
can
not.
make the case for Miami.
Yeah. Well, Miami will get their slot when they beat Notre Dame, if they beat Notre Dame.
If Notre Dame wins, then Notre Dame
Yeah,
secured
for
their
sure.
playoff spot. That's a fact. Can I move on to the
Yes, you
association?
can move on to basketball.
Basketball, something we haven't actually really talked about. We're gonna just talk about the mains. Cleveland, looking awful this year.
Not good.
4-6 to start the year.
Yikes.
Not good.
Not good at all. They lost to Atlanta 117 to 115. LeBron James was actually quoted on saying this is probably the best he's played and felt in a while when he scored 57 to beat Washington the game prior. Well, he had 26 yesterday. He played the full 40. What else did he have? He had 5 rebounds and 13 assists. Wow. LeBron James gets better with age. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, should have picked him. in
But
fantasy.
the rest of the team didn't look that well. The rest of the starting lineup, I mean, it looked awful. You had Jay Crowder in the starting lineup who had 5 points. Kevin Love had 4 points.
Oh, man.
J.R. Smith had 6 points. Derrick Rose had 10. Wow. Dwayne Wade had 25 off the bench, and Kyle Korver had 23 off the bench. Atlanta just played better.
Meanwhile,
Dennis Schroeder had 28 points for Atlanta.
Boston sitting pretty in first place in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Boston. Yesterday they won 104 to 88. I'm trying to get the stats. This is their best start. This is Boston's best start since the 2010-11 season. I think they won that year. No, they lost. They lost to the Lakers.
The Lakers in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers went to the. They won in 2010.
That was the last time they won.
Oh my! I guess that was 7 years ago. My goodness.
Back when Kobe was. That was probably Kobe's final
Last
year.
hurrah.
Yeah. Notable player Kyrie Irving, 11 points in that game. Jaylen Brown had led the team with 18. So congrats to him.
Even when Isaiah Thomas comes back for Cleveland, I don't think they're as good as a lot of people think. I think even without Gordon Hayward, Boston can still beat them. Because it's LeBron
Well,
and
the way
nobody
it's looking
else
right now.
The way
At
it's looking
some
right now,
point,
yeah.
they have to figure it out, right? Like,
Well, Kyrie Irving
I
has.
like Isaiah Thomas. Like, I feel like
No, I like him too.
he'll help, but
I mean, he's not the difference maker
it's
that
not
Kyrie
looking
was.
good.
No, and Boston looks pretty good on paper. You know, you have Al Horford, he's a great big man down low.
Great
Great
big man.
forward. Jason Tatum, the rook. Jaylen Brown, the young player. Marcus Morris is back. And Kyrie Irving, you know, just let him run the team. Looks pretty good for me. Golden State, they're doing pretty well.
7-3.
They'll be playing Miami tonight. This time in Oakland. There he is. Tanner Nava's in the building.
He's cutting class, probably.
He's cutting class. He's a jerk. Tanner,
Class ended. I didn't cut it.
you just in time. We're talking about basketball.
Yeah. You see them Lakers?
Oh, we're going to get to them.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Sorry.
We're getting there.
That's all
Last-
I think about in basketball.
Last time Miami faced Golden State, Miami got the win 105-102. So far, the leading players for both teams are Kevin Durant, Steph Curry for Golden State, but Miami, one of Miami's best players, is not going to be playing today. It's a game time, or might be. It's a game time decision. Dion Waiters. So we'll see what happens there. Another game to highlight: the Lakers got the job done versus Memphis last night.
Let's go.
Caldwell Pope hit a, what was it, like a 18-footer?
Yeah.
18-footer.
Dagger at the end.
Dagger at the end, yeah.
I really like Caldwell.
Yeah, he's like perfect. He doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah,
does
for
just
real.
enough.
He's a perfect role player. He fills
I
the
feel
role
like-
that he needs to.
The Lakers, win or lose, like they fall on the sword based on how Brandon Ingram does.
Brandon Ingram had 20 points last night.
Like he looks good, they win. He doesn't look good, it's over. See you
Yeah.
later.
But Brook
No,
Lopez
sure,
has been the
totally.
best player on the Lakers.
He's
all-
their best
for their-
3-point shooter.
Brook
Yeah.
Lopez is.
He's a
he
big man
sinks
who
them.
could shoot. He's kind of
Yeah.
he's a vet Porzingis.
I
I was
remember.
just about to say that.
I
was
remember when they first got traded. Me and Tim were talking about it, and I was.
I wasn't
"Don't
like-
sleep." You. No. He wasn't knocking Brook Lopez at all. But I was like, don't sleep on Brook Lopez. Like he's a solid. He's still a solid scorer. And then, I mean, so far I don't think they're losing the trade.
No.
I mean, they got Kuzma and Lopez out of it. So
We got some breaking news
I
to
like
get
Kuzma.
into, actually.
Oh,
So,
what's up?
according to Sports Illustrated, multiple players on the Alabama 2009 national championship team allegedly received money in exchange for autographs.
Allegedly, was that the 2000? Did they probably won that year? I don't know. 2009. Let me look it up.
I don't remember.
I was
AJ McCarron
Oh,
for
shit,
sure.
You're not allowed to do that.
no. College football players cannot receive money
Any way, shape.
Let's look.
any way, shape, or form. So that's some breaking news right now.
But like,
that was the
NFL,
Colt McCoy game.
They can do it, right?
Yeah, Mark
NFL?
Ingram.
The NFL
No, that-
can.
Yeah.
Wait, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they said? Because 2009 was Florida and Oklahoma.
No, I just look right now. They beat Texas.
It would be the 2010 DC.
Oh, okay.
2010. Yeah, Alabama.
2009 season. That makes more sense.
Julio Jones. Ooh.
A lot of key players on
Rolando
that team.
McClain, Dante Hightower, Kareem Jackson.
So what's the next step then?
Oh,
What
Greg
happens to
McElroy.
him?
They'll-
There
Trent
could be
Richardson
some
was on that team?
some sanctions, or they might vacate it. Kind of like the Reggie Bush
Yeah.
USC scenario.
The NCAA probably won't do anything because it's Alabama.
Same.
Back to the Lakers. So
Lake Show.
Brook Lopez 21 points. What did he have for three? He was 4 of 6 from 3.
How's everyone's favorite ball brother doing?
Lonzo had 9 points with 9 rebounds, 9 assists rather.
Those assists are always up there.
Dude, speaking of the Ball brothers, have you guys seen the clown show going on at UCLA with them?
With LiAngelo.
LiAngelo, he's not playing at all, and then LeVar's still saying he's going to be gone after 1 year.
Good luck.
I feel bad for him because I feel like he's like the worst brother, but he's still playing at UCLA. Like,
Yeah.
That's something.
He's better than Ledecky Ball.
no, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Stop.
Especially at basketball
Okay.
and rapping.
But,
So,
Kuzma had another solid game
Is the
last
Yeah.
situation about that like he won't play right away because he's a freshman? Or
I don't know if it's just because he's a freshman or if he's just not good enough to start in the rotation.
okay,
It's actually
he'll earn it.
La-
Or he'll dad will complain a lot. Yeah.
The last game to highlight, the Heat survived a Clippers rally. Miami would go on to win 104-105. The Clippers on a losing streak. They were down by 25. They
It's
rallied
a
down.
two-game losing streak.
The Clippers start off the season 4-0. and they are 5-4 now.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're not in the.
Blake Griffin led the team with 23 points. Right behind him was Lou Will with 22. Six man like Lou Will, baby. Are you looking at LiAngelo right now? Are you looking at his
UCLA doesn't have
stats?
any of his stats posted.
He doesn't have any stats. He's 215 in weight. How tall is he? 6'5"?
6'5".
Wow. He's a big boy.
That boy's a ball player.
No kidding.
The Timberwolves won 5 in a row, huh?
The T-Wolves. Can't forget about them. They're probably the team that have benefited the most from this offseason. Just from trades.
Don't they have my boy Cat?
They got the Butler
Oh, they got him too. Ooh,
and Wiggins.
spicy.
They got their own big three going there now.
Mhm.
They picked up Taj Gibson,
Taj
Jeff
Gibson
Teague,
is
I
a
think.
Crawford.
Taj Gibson is in my opinion a vital piece of the Timberwolves for veteran presence for the young players.
Plus, he doesn't shoot too much.
He
I'd
can
say, I
throw
think
it
they
down
picked up-
too.
When they got rid of Ricky Rubio, they picked up Jeff Teague too. He's another one of those good veteran role players.
They're gonna win the West.
Wow.
No, they're not.
Oklahoma City lost 103 to 99 versus Portland last night. Carmelo Anthony got ejected after some contact was made going up to the rim. I guess an elbow was thrown in the air, something like that, and he got ejected.
It happens.
But that happens. You got to take that contact if you're a big man. You can't just fall to the ground and cry. That happens.
That's basketball, though. Someone elbows you, fall to the ground and cry.
It looks super intentional though, because I only saw like one side angle or whatever, and it just looked like he came up and kind of just like, I don't know, manhandled him.
I think
Hey, well.
people need to relax on the Thunder. They're like, oh well, I guess this didn't work out, but
It's still
that's what
so
people said.
early.
That's what people said with
Yeah.
the Heat when they first got.
They're what,
LeBron.
10 games into
it's
the
a
season?
completely new team. I mean, the dynamics of the team's completely different. So it's gonna take.
I mean, they're like a
More
real
than
basketball team instead of just giving the ball to Russ and pray. So
He's not putting up 45.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Let's move on to the NFL now. The Los Angeles Rams went into New Jersey and just straight up demolished the
Jared
Giants.
Goff is a god. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, 14 of 22, rather, beg your pardon, 14 of 22, 311 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Carson's better.
So,
Todd Gurley also.
what did Bob McAdoo say? Eli Manning's over
Ben McAdoo.
Ben.
Eli McAdoo.
It seems like Geno Smith might be the starter next time around for the
they're,
Giants.
They're saying Davis Webb
Oh
Davis
God.
Webb From Cal?
from Cal.
I'd rather him than Geno Smith.
I'd rather him
Oh,
than Eli
totally.
Manning.
At least you see what Davis Webb has.
Todd Gurley, 59 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. Probably the most vital part of this Rams team. Maybe the MVP for the Rams.
I said he would win the MVP of the league. He still might, but Carson Wentz
Your
is
boy,
a freak, so.
your boy Cooper Cup,
3
3 receptions, 54 yards. Robert Woods had 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 70 yards.
Yeah, and Sammy Watkins had a big touchdown.
Yeah, he had 1 catch.
Yeah,
That 67-yarder. And then,
yeah, that game wasn't close. So
yeah, no.
Say the least.
Say the
it
least.
was not fun to watch.
If you're a Giants fan.
I mean, I like to watch close games.
I mean, it was over by the time I woke up.
Yeah. Same thing with the
The Eagles and
Yeah, that
Broncos
game,
game.
yeah.
That game.
51-23
We had some
Eagles.
Joker morning games this week.
Carson Wentz, the probable front runner of MVP, 15-27, 199 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jay Ajayi made his debut, 77 yards rushing, and he got his first Eagle touchdown.
That was his first touchdown of the season.
Was it really?
And it comes on his debut with the Eagles.
I mean, I picked him up in fantasy, and he had been doing terrible all year, so that doesn't surprise me exactly. But
Brock Osweiler, 19. This was his redemption game. If you really want to think about it, but that probably was never going to
I mean,
happen.
if he showed up,
Yeah, 208 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions.
To his defense, I'm not justifying how he played, but you can't blame a quarterback when the other team scores 51 points on why you lost the game.
And the Broncos have always been claimed to have one of the best defenses in
Yeah.
the NFL.
I didn't play Carson Wentz in fantasy because I thought Denver would show up on defense.
Nope.
play Jay Ajayi either.
I
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt
Okay,
you.
if you're Denver, Paxton Lynch is hurt.
Where do you go from here?
Do you draft a quarterback this year? Like, do you just give up?
You might as well. I say you draft a
Might
quarterback.
have to.
I think it
dude.
depends where you land in the draft.
I mean, I think this draft class is stacked for quarterbacks. So I don't think you go off to get a first rounder, but maybe you take like a Luke Falk or a Jake Browning or like Will Grier, maybe even like Lamar Jackson if he's there or something. I don't know. But Paxton Lynch he's played like one game in the NFL, I think.
What about Chad Kelly?
I like Chad Kelly. He doesn't play. He's also, I think he's on like their practice squad or something. But because they re-signed Osweiler.
Yeah. No, that
But
makes
it
sense.
definitely is not Trevor Siemian. That is a no. Please stop putting him in football games.
Dude, I don't know what happened to Simeon. He looked really good for the first couple weeks of the year. I'm like, oh, you can notice this guy's actually improved his
do you
game a
know
lot.
who the Broncos offensive coordinator is?
Mike McCoy.
Mike McCoy. I wonder how that happens.
No, that basically confirmed to me that Peyton Manning like made Mike McCoy's career.
First,
win.
like not even close.
He would not have had a head coaching job if it was not for
Yeah,
Peyton
and then
Manning.
ruin the Chargers for 3 seasons.
Yep.
Thanks. Now they're in LA, so.
Another notable game: the Redskins beat Seattle in Seattle, and most of us took Seattle to win this game. Kirk Cousins, no touchdowns, no picks. He had 247 yards. His running back Rob Kelly had 2, pushed 2 in at the goal line.
Yeah, they were both goal lines.
So Washington gets the job done for the what are they? The NFC East. It's pretty tough.
Pretty
huh?
competitive.
Yeah.
Except for the New York Giants.
You
Except
got
them.
3 competitive
And
teams
now
right
the
now.
Rams are in
and then-
first place because
Yep,
this-
the
Yeah,
Rams
the
are in
Rams are in
first
first place. The
And
Cow
the Rams got an easy Texans game this weekend.
The Cowboys, on the other hand, they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or the Chiefs who have been
What the heck
stumbling, 28-17.
They've lost 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
I know what happened to the best player, the best quarterback in the league, Alex Smith.
He did fine.
What's up with Ezekiel Elliott?
I don't know.
What the hell is
I
going
gave up
on
trying to
there?
understand that situation.
Now-
a
I
long
think
time ago.
literally they show up to court and flip a coin and be like, all right, you play.
What's the decision this week? Heads or tails, baby? So, but when Zeke's been playing pretty good, 93 yards, 1 touchdown. He's been looking solid. He's got 783 yards on the season with 7 touchdowns. There's also some breaking news to get into at the NFL. Jameis Winston is actually out for the year now.
They're resting him.
Shutting him down.
They're shutting him down.
What happened?
His
He
shoulder's
tried,
been.
to, he tried to eat his fingers.
What?
He did a thing where he put like the West Side logo up, but it wasn't. It was weird. It was like that, and he was like, "Do you guys smell that?" And he starts licking his fingers.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
said,
saw that.
"Let's-"
But he's
he
like,
said,
we
"Let's
about
eat
to
a W."
eat
Yeah.
this W, right? And
Yeah.
he just like,
And his whole team's looking like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?"
Are you sure we're going to
Like,
win?
hey, we're probably gonna lose the game, man. Like,
And they eventually did. They lost 30-10 to New Orleans.
They lost before the game started. When he did that, I said, "Well, I'm just gonna watch the Eagles Broncos game."
that was such a weird.
he's a strange young man.
To say
But,
the least.
whatever floats your boat.
And
Whatever
before
helps you.
I even got that news that they were shutting him down, I felt like they had given up on their season anyway.
But what is
He got hurt a few weeks ago, and like he just hasn't looked the same. Like I mean,
The whole
he did
team doesn't
okay.
look the same either.
I mean they do, but like he was top 10 in yards, and like he only had I think he was like 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions or something. Like he was doing better, especially with not turning the ball over, and then it just all went downhill in like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised what happened to Tampa Bay. I thought they could have challenged for the NFC South this year.
well, the whole NFC South is just like super competitive. Also, I don't think Atlanta's got a shot anymore, actually. But
I think
between
it'll end
Carolina and New Orleans,
Yeah.
New Orleans looks pretty good ever since they got rid of Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara is like the perfect running back for that offense, and he's on my fantasy team. So
Oh, I had to play him this week, so I'm getting smoked.
That's gonna
Is
wrap.
it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're
gonna
done.
wrap it up for B&B 18.
We out.
We're gonna be adults the rest of the way. We're 18.
yeah,
We need to start acting like it.
Only
What
3
happens
episodes
one
till
day
we're
when it's like
21.
what happens one day when it's like
100?
153?
We're just gonna end it. We're gonna talk like this. For Richard and Dahl, Taylor Enns, Tim Strong, Tanner Nava, I'm Zach Ferber. We'll see y'all on Wednesday at 2:30. Sure to follow us
Laters.
on Twitter. and on Facebook.
Hell yes, bro.